Hi everyone. In this video, I'll be going through the quick skill of using ChatGPT to lower the reading level of a set of text. And then I'll be going into more depth about how you can use Hemingway app to check the reading level of the text. So I hope to have the main skills sorted out in the first couple of minutes. So I was faced with a situation in class where I had a task and I had a student who really needed the reading level simplified. The material I had for her was really not suitable. And so the task in question I'll show you here, it was just a couple of paragraphs of biographical detail on Annalena Tonelli. And it has a number of longer sentences. It has some more difficult words like tuberculosis, maintenance, and it was well beyond the scope of the information that I was able to give this student. I really needed a much lower reading level. So my approach to this was to ask ChatGPT, and it's not coming up, so I just need to refresh that. Hopefully that's going to work. So I asked ChatGPT to create a summary of the life of Annalena Tonelli in very simple language. And the first attempt was okay, but not good. And so I needed to repeat my attempts. So this mentions she was a woman, but it doesn't even mention that she's Italian. It says that she helped sick people, but it also gives facts about her teaching people to grow food, which is not really accurate. So by clicking regenerate response down the bottom, it gives me a new version, which I felt was a better version. And this is the one that I gave to my student. Now, I'm now going to go on to describe how you can check the reading level of this and hone the quality of this response even further. So firstly, I'd like to just go to an online article on Annalena, and this was the first one that comes up on a Google search. And so if I take some of this text and I put it into an app to check it, I find out that the level of reading on this is really a lot higher than I want. So I'm just going to show you how you do that. So the app that I'm going to introduce you to is called Hemingway Editor. And this is what it looks like when you first go onto it. The URL is hemingwayapp.com. And we have in the past had PD on this app to be able to just check the reading level. Now, the trick is you've got to delete the text that appears in the middle of the screen and then paste the text that you want to read. And it shows that off the website, the reading level is quite high, grade 11. Now, I don't know if that corresponds with grade 11 in Australia, but it mentions that a number of sentences are very hard to read, especially this sentence here that mentions the Pontifical Council for Sanitary Pastoral Work. I mean, it's hard enough to understand that, as an adult reading it, let alone, a student with challenges with reading. Now, what I also did, I have put in the text from the article that I used, which was a newspaper article, and it also has quite a high reading level. Now, if we take the text that ChatGPT has generated for us, I'll just copy and paste that straight into Hemingway Editor. So I just delete what's there and then paste in what I want. It tells me that I have a grade 6 reading level for that. Now, I decided that I wanted to make this possibly a lower reading level, so I worked on it further. Now, it turned out that I had a lot of trouble when I tried to regenerate responses. It either gave me a longer response, which wasn't suitable, I wanted a short summary, or it just started rejecting my request. So when I started, it probably won't do it again, but when I put it as so if I edit this in 100 words at grade 3 reading level, and I tried to submit that, I found that, there you go, it came up with that. And I kept changing the wording of it, changing the punctuation, and it just kept giving me this. So what I had to do was to start a new chat. And you can do that from that point up there. So this is the new chat that I came up with, and it gave me a really good response. So a lot of the success of using ChatGPT is about getting the right prompt. So I needed to prompt, create a summary of the life of Annalena Tonelli, about 100 words long, for a grade 3 reader. And when we put that into Hemingway app to check the reading level of it, am I going to get better than grade 6? Yes, I get grade 5. And when I read through this, it's got all the main facts. She lived in Italy. She became a doctor. Now, as I read that, I'm not actually sure that's entirely accurate, because I think she was a lawyer. So accuracy is something you have to watch out for. Now, there is another way that you can create these summaries, and that is by putting the URL directly into it. So in this approach, I've simply written summarize, put in the URL, and then add at the end in 100 words simple language, and the article it's generated is quite good. So let's check that on Hemingway app. So this is a different approach to generating text. And it's come up with it as grade 11. Now, it might be that I can actually alter this quite easily by just shortening some of the sentences. So this yellow highlighting indicates what the longer sentences are. So I might be able to simply go in and say, she was an Italian woman. She worked as a doctor. Just lose tirelessly, and served people in need. Full stop. She provided medical care and support. So I've been able to make it more readable that way. Now, if I decide, look, I just don't really like the wording of that, or there's something else not accurate about it, I can simply hit regenerate response, and it will rewrite it for me. And if I don't like that one, I can redo it. And so I can then have a few versions to work with.